Oh boy, what a week. There have been an astounding number of changes made in the last couple of days and the last week, even since they changed things like backpack weights and all that stuff. We've had even more since then. On top of that, we got a huge Q&A with Nikita in the Reddit where he just let people ask him questions and he answered the ones he wanted to from the community, not even like gate kept by streamers or anything like that. It was just general people asking questions. And from those questions and suggestions is where many of these changes came from. So we'll get through the changes first, and then I'll do a brief overview of the Q&A at the end, provide links for everything so you can go check it out yourself. But first off, let's get into the items that they changed. So turn speed debuffs are going to be going away. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. On every item, whether it's a helmet, whether it is armor, and even backpacks, they all have these turn speed debuffs if you see here. Changing turning speed 1%, changing turning speed 7%. The helmet here is 2%. All of those are going to be going away. Nikita reduced them a bunch. I'm guessing there's some kind of technical difficulty that they can't just make them zero on a flip of a switch. But Nikita said that they're going away completely. So that debuff will be disappearing, which will lead to more consistent gameplay. You don't have to worry about your mouse sensitivity, things like that. I think it's a positive change. And we'll just have to see how it goes once we get it. Now with this, we got a couple of major task changes. First up, we'll talk about capturing outposts. I've got it completed, which is funny because I got it done before they made the changes, but it's fine. It's 8 kills now instead of 10. It was 15 or 12 or something, then they lowered it to 10, and now it's 8. But on top of that, you no longer need to do it for Kappa. It is not a Kappa required task anymore. So you should see fewer people camping out these locations, and the lobies that are going down to the shoreline to plant their markers don't have to be worried about jumped by like level 50 players trying to get their Kappa. So I think that's a good change. It's a good positive change. On top of that, we also got Shooterborn in Heaven changed substantially. It was reverted back to 100 meters from 125. Again, I already had it done, but this stuff updates anyways. So that is a change that I think a lot of the community is happy about. In addition to this, if you're hunting the bosses have been increased quite a bit. Their spawn rates are a lot higher, even before today's change where BSG said they increased Rashala even more. I was running into Rashala pretty much almost every other raid. So it's a substantial amount of increase in how often he's around. So if you're looking for bosses, that should help out quite a bit. They also increased cultists. They call them the hooded guys. Their spawn rate is increased. So if you're running around at night on shoreline or customs and woods, be on an extra lookout or avoid those areas because you have a lot better of a chance of running into them than you used to. Also linked with this is the reaction time here. Look, I'm going to pull up the tweet where they talked about a lot of this is right here. They also increased the initial reaction time of the bosses by 30%. So you have 30% longer from when they notice you, whether that's because you shoot at them, you aim at them, they see you, whatever it is, before they engage you. So you have a little bit more time to get behind cover, shoot them before they shoot you, or just run away, depending on what you're doing. So it says bosses, but hopefully that applies to not just like Rashala and them, but maybe the goons, as well as maybe the cultists, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, as far as quality of life changes, they made this little infographic for us, which some people don't understand it. It's fine. It's not super common for people to read in this format, I guess, in the United States maybe, but I don't know about Europe and other places. But this is your flea market rating to get your offers. So from flea market rating 0 to 0.2 or negative, whatever, if you go negative, which there are people that do, you'll have 1 slot. So this means when you start off the wipe, you're going to have 1 slot now. We used to have 2. So, but in the process of that, they give you your second one at 0.02 flea market fee. So at 0.02, which means you have to put about 1 million rubles through the flea market, then you'll get your second slot. Then at 7, you get your third slot, which this is about 35 million. Then 30 is your 4th slot, 60 is your 5th slot, 100 is 6th. Sorry, 60's 5th, 100's 6th, 150 8th, and then 1,000 is 10. But I don't know anybody who's getting to 1,000 legitimate. I'm sitting at 67, so now I have 5 slots, as you can see here. Kind of cool because I had 3 yesterday, or was it 4? Yeah, I was on my way to 4. I was close to 4. So I went from 3 to 5, and I'm gonna have my 6th one here probably by the end of the weekend because it won't take me too long to get through 3 million. This is going to be a huge change of not just because it makes life easier for players because they can list more stuff. It is going to impact the economy quite a bit. You're going to see a lot less volatility in things because more people can list. You're going to see some stuff get a lot cheaper because people are going to list stuff that they never used to list before. So the economy is going to do some crazy stuff over the next week. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'll try to let you guys know what's what. And we'll go from there. Maybe another crafting video or something. If that's something you guys want, make sure you let me know down in the comments. If there's anything, other information like that you want to know, try to ask questions down there. I get as much answered as I can in the comments when I see them. Now, in addition to this, with the flea market, they are going to remove the barter system. Let me find some kind of crazy item, probably a marked key or something. So right now you're listing them, but if you only show barters, remove barter items, and you can see how people are like a blue key card, check 15s, things like that, barters for their keys. This is going to go away. It hasn't yet. But I think it's coming soon, so there will be no more barters. You will not be able to barter for items on the flea market. It'll be cash only. I know a ton of people are happy about that. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not like upset about it that it's going away either. I think it's for a good cause. I use the barter system quite a bit, and not to scam people, but there was a lot of value there for min-max if you wanted it. But if it goes away, it goes away. I'm not going to be butthurt over it or anything like that. We'll just deal with it as it goes. And it sounds like it's going to have a pretty big impact on the RMT ass clowns anyways. So with that, that's a positive. That's always a positive. Fewer cheaters, fewer funding for those guys. Happy about that. Now, with this, on top of this as well, we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been changed massively. Yesterday, Bitcoin was selling for like 155,000. Now it's 260. And you can see that right here. I will pull up my fancy dancy chart from Tarkov market to show you guys. You can see just with a flip of a switch, we went from 153, 154 up to 259, 260. And that is a good thing, I think. So there's a balance to be had here. Bitcoin is linked to IRL price, but they have a modifier that applies. So it'll go up and down with Bitcoin changes in real life, but there's a modifier applied to there, because if they didn't, this would probably be worth like 700,000-800,000. And that's what they did 2 years ago. In 2021, when Bitcoin took off, Bitcoins in the game were worth like almost 900,000 rubles. And there was just stupid amounts of money flowing around. It ruined the economy of Tarkov. I know a lot of people liked it, but I don't think they understand what it did. But at 120, 130, 140,000, Bitcoins just weren't all that great, and it barely made the Bitcoin farm worthwhile. So this is going to change all of that. But keep in mind, graphic cards prices are not going to stay static. They are going to jump with this. These went up by 40%. So we're probably going to see graphic cards go up by 40%. They have already spiked. I suspect we're going to see somewhere between 450 and 500,000 on graphics cards if we don't already. I'll actually go look for you guys right now as I'm doing this video. We'll see what they're at. Yeah, see 460, 480, 500. People are going to start buying them up to build their Bitcoin farms now. If you've already got yours built, good on you. You are going to make a fortune this wipe because you got your graphics cards really cheap. If you have any in your hideout, like so you can take out graphics cards right out of your Bitcoin farm. If you have any that are found in raid in here, which I don't, I've already sold all mine. Yeah, you can take them out and sell them. And you know, if they were 400 or 300 before and now they're going to be 500, you know, there's a little bit of extra cash for you if there's something you're interested in, or if you, as you get them out of raid, non-found in raid. So big change with the Bitcoin. With this as well, we've seen the change of player scav spawn-ins. For example, if you player scavved on streets, usually you load it in at like 45 minutes. You were there 5 minutes after the PMC, sometimes less. This is a really good change because it sucks being a PMC and not even be able to get to loot before scavs spawn in. So they've increased that time. I didn't see anything specifically listed anywhere about how much, but if you're spawning as a scav, keep note of that on the different maps, because that's a good indicator you should remember as a PMC as to when you should expect to see player scavs. I'm going to be doing some street stuff today, kind of figure out, you know, are we 45 minutes? Are we 40 minutes? Are we 35? Whatever it might be. That's just going to be something to keep in mind as a player scav and a PMC as far as spawn-in times. With crafts, they added back the LEDX. They didn't add it back. They removed the requirement. Basically, in order to get the LEDX craft, here, I'll get this so I can show it to you guys. In order to get the LEDX craft, you had to go some Lightkeeper test to unlock it. So now that's here. As long as you have MedStation 3, you should have it. The downside is this book and this microcontroller board. They are also, as of yesterday, were locked behind Lightkeeper as well, so it didn't do any good. Though I have seen some reports start to filter in that people are starting to see these in raids, not at the Lightkeeper or anywhere weird. So if you're seeing these, let us know down in the comments. Lighthouse in the warehouse back by the trains is where primarily people on Reddit are starting to see them, as well in your scav case. I'm going to play this weekend. I'm going to see if I can get any better ideas. If we do, we'll do a video showing you guys where to get this stuff. With that, hopefully that includes these two components as well. This far forward GPS deal that you need to get Intel 3. I think that should be made more available for the player base other than Labs or the Lightkeeper, as well as, sorry, I went to the generator, as well as the part for solar power, the far forward current converter. Hopefully these are going to start showing up as well, but we'll see. If they are, I'll let you guys know. We'll get something out there so everybody can get their stuff upgraded. As you can see, I don't even have mine upgraded yet. I've run 15 labs raids, haven't got them. Sad for me. I know, woe was me, whatever. But hopefully that stuff's more available for everybody going forward. Now, as far as guns, the camera recoil has been reduced again. They've been doing tons of these changes, but we got more camera recoil reductions across the board on all guns. So guns are going to continue to get better, it looks like. Better in how they shoot, more consistent, easy to see. It's a good thing. It's just going to be easier to shoot guns. So keep that in mind. If a gun feels a little bit different today, that might be why. Now, the last thing I'm going to mention, something that hasn't been reduced yet, and I'll see if I have some old B-roll I can have the editors pull up, but the IDing. They haven't put it in yet, but they're going to remove the need to ID items. It was kind of a cool thing your first wipe, but after that, it's just a tedious pain in the ass where you have to ID everything, every wipe. Middle mouse click, thousands and thousands and thousands of items so that you can use them, sell them, see them, that kind of crap. That's going away. When that happens, I don't know. That might not happen until the wipe. It might happen sometime here in the near future. If it does, I'll keep you guys posted, but that's just a quality of life thing. It's an end of an era, but I think it's an overall positive change. So something to look forward to. All right, now on to the Q&A. So this isn't on Reddit. I'll put the Reddit thread down below. You can go look at that if you want. BSG summarized the Q&A here. Has a lot of stuff. I mean, this is a huge, I'm gonna scroll down. You can see how much stuff there is here. I'm not gonna go through all of it because I would be here for 20 minutes and we're already longer than I wanna be for this video. But I'll touch on some of the high points specifically that I highlighted here. But again, I'll put the link down so you can go look for yourself. So if you think I skipped over something, you can see it. The big question is, can we be banned for bringing a kid's friend in after they dead, the one they bought for RMT? And no, I've been saying this, but it's nice to see Nikita finally put a stamp on it. You're not going to get banned for RMT for bringing your friend's kids back in. Somebody asked about them leaving people. I don't know if I can see it right here quickly, but there'll be people with like 60 LEDXs, you know, on the flea market, or 100 graphics cards or something like that, and they're obviously cheating, or pretty obviously cheating. And people are like, why are they up there? And Nikita said, basically they leave them up there so they can track them. They can see where the items are going, kind of link them to other players, not just buyers, but also other sellers, so that they can ban more people. So while they are banning these guys, that might be why you're seeing them up there. It's not because they're ignoring them. It's because they're using them to find others, at least according to Nikita, which is believable for me. I've heard that from other game devs that do this kind of stuff like New World and things like that. There's tons of other comments in here about cheating. I don't want to get into all of it. Some of it's old stuff for me, it might be new stuff for you, but by all means, if that's something that interests you, come and check it, because it's pretty much the top like 20 comments on here have to do around cheating, systems are changing, what they're working on, stuff like that. They also acknowledged a bug with the raiders. This guy says raider boss rogue AI that kills you instantly. It's the kind of but I've seen this with even sniper scavs, where you'll only hear one shot or see one shot, but the post raid screen shows 2, 3, sometimes 4 hits on your thorax, and you die, and all you heard was one shot. Nikita said they're aware of it and they're trying to replicate it. So it sounds like it's a pretty tough bug to replicate. Might be something interesting. If it's happening to you, make sure you record it and get it into a video that you can upload for BSG to help them track it down and replicate it to get it fixed. Sounds like that's something they're having a hard time with here because they can't replicate it. But that means you aren't crazy. This is something that's going on. It's something that's not intended, it doesn't sound like. So it's good that it's known. It's not just flying out there in the wind with nobody acknowledging it. So the other one in here that there was a big thing is somebody asked if there's any chance we're gonna get some kind of statistics on the raid end, something like list of players, number of kills per player, scavs, PMCs, all that stuff. Maybe map with routes every player took or something in that direction. Nikita says something like this is planned. He's talked vaguely about replay systems, not an exact replay system, but some kind of overview. I'm not a fan of there being a replay system. I think that's part of what makes Tarkov special, is not knowing exactly what's going on around you or having to piece it together yourself. Play Inspector Gadget however you will. Though more stats would be nice. Knowing where, what like distances and things like that, things go on. So we'll have to wait and see what they've got. Again, something is planned, which means it's something that could happen in the next patch. It could be another year before we see it. So hard to say, but something is being worked on to give us more information at the end of a raid. And then the last one, I'm not going to find it in here, but they've talked about how they're going to bring in a 1 to level 10, or maybe it's 1 to level 9. It's hard to say. Less than level 10 starter player area for players. It's a map by themselves. Once you get over level 10, you can't go back in there. It will be PvP VE, but you won't have to worry about being a level 5 running into a level 55 on customs like you do now. So that is a good change. Whether that's going to be something with 1.0 or it's going to be something that's going to come sooner, I don't know, but it's something that is planned. Now, in addition to this, BSG has been publishing the cheater roles, if you will. So they'll say they banned a bunch of people, and they'll provide a spreadsheet of it. They did 4,000 over the weekend. I'll find the post right here real quick. 4,000 over last weekend. They did provide a spreadsheet. If you click on the spreadsheet, you can see it's just a massive list of names of everybody that they banned. And this was just in 48 hours. It's set over the weekend, so maybe it was 3 days. Hard to say exactly. Then they did another 700 on March 1st, provided the spreadsheet there. These are people that they banned with BattleEye. There was a differentiation, and that's clear now because they just provided a list of RMT sellers that they banned. And it looks like there's a couple hundred on here of people they banned, and that was as of this morning. So I'll put the links to all of this stuff down below so you can see it. You can go look at it yourself if you want to go look there and see if your buddy's on the list or somebody cheater that killed you that you remember his name. You can see it there. Keep in mind there's a lot of TTV names on there, but that's not streamers, just cheaters that put TTV names to try to throw people off or troll, honestly. So that's what that is. But that pretty much wraps it up for this week. Got you guys all caught up. Hope this was useful. I know it drug out a little bit, but there was a ton to cover. Make sure you hit subscribe so you see when we do news updates. I do them every week. If something major happens, I'll do them that day. Otherwise, we'll just try to keep you guys up to date once a week. So we're not overwhelming you with videos that you have to remember what happened 2 days ago. So thank you guys for watching. Again, wish you the best of luck in your raids, and we'll see you in Tarkov.